watching Video Wave from the F-Stop Cafe. With me this evening is choreographer and director Adrienne Altenhaus. Hi Adrienne, let's talk a little bit about a project that you did called Dumb Europe. Where'd you get the nerve to use a title like that?
I stole that title from a Nick Cave album, and it really should be called Dumb New York, but
since you're playing in New York, it would be a little difficult to get an audience.
well, it's about my trip to Europe, but it's also about how dumb my trip was because it wasn't a vacation. Just ended up working a lot and fighting with people all the time.
Working? How do you mean working?
Well, excuse me.
Sure, why not? Light up a cigarette, that's always good for people to choreograph. On their toes.
Working means like going to every theater possible and every country possible whenever I go away, talking to the people who run the places and figuring out either what kind of exchange I can set up with them in terms of other theater people in New York or with my own work or films or whatever.
What is your own work? Maybe some of the people out in the audience don't understand who Adrienne Altenhaus is.
They probably don't even know who I am. My own work now is a series of performances including film and text that I'm trying to write and movement that sometimes I dance, although I don't dance that much anymore. And it's a lot about relationships between men and women, little girls and little boys, and just what shit people shovel at each other all the time.
I've heard you say that you're not a political person, and we're both of the post-feminist generation. I was wondering how you feel about how the dancer choreographer fits in with the women's lib movement or the post-women's lib movement.
Well, I didn't realize that my work was tending toward feminism until I was in the middle of the last piece I did, and the last piece I did was so angry about everything that I tried to analyze it because people would come up to me and say, what's wrong with you? What's going on with you? Why are you so angry all the time? And why are you putting men down? Why are you killing men in your performances? And it took me a couple of days to realize that I'm really pissed off at what's going on in the performance art world in terms of how women are related to, how their work is related to, what dance means in terms of the world and its sexism.
What do you think dance means in terms of the world and sexism?
Well, I don't know exactly. I just know that every man I meet on the street wants to go out with a dancer who's also a waitress. Do you know what I mean?
You mean, since I'm not a waitress, I can't get a date? Is that what you're telling me? I've got to, just do one or the other?
No, it's just that dancer, waitress type people tend to be hit on a lot.
Are they nymphomaniacs? Is that the story?
Yeah, right. I don't know. No, they usually don't have time for sex because they're too busy rehearsing.
Oh.
But, well, I don't know. I
can't say. Secrets here?
But, no, just like me going around as a woman. For instance, I went to Rome this summer to meet the man who runs a theater down there, and it took me 3 hours to convince him that I was serious about my work and that I was representing PS 122, and that PS 122 was in fact a real place, and that I was working for them. And he treated me just like a little girl, which really pissed me off because I had flown all the way to see him, and he was just an asshole.
Why do you think that dancers have a hard time being taken seriously? Some dancers, not all dancers, but there are a few.
Well, dance isn't seen as such a serious occupation by a lot of people. And that's sad, because it's just another art form. But I'm pretty bored with dance as dance is around lately, which is why I'm moving into more theater and film.
What do you mean as dance is around lately?
Well, it's like I've been dancing since I was 14, and I've just, I started in ballet, and then I went to modern dance, and to me it's just all boring. It's like, I've seen it all before, and it's all out there, but people are doing it, and they're doing it all the time, and I just want to do something else.
Well, thank you very much, Adrienne Altenhaus. We're going to stop this interview before it gets boring, but it was a pleasure having you down here. I always love talking to somebody about dance, especially a fellow dancer. And we're here at the F-Stop Cafe. Video Wave, I'm Julia. Good night.